people always think that if they say they're going to sue somebody, that that'll scare people. That, I think that maybe nothing will happen. Y'all might not have to go talk to Miss Baker.
So we're going to go to Miss Baker in the morning and say how we ain't doing this to them. We ain't doing this to them. We ain't doing nothing to them. And how it's just slander and all that shit. But you're saying not to bring up the lawyer thing.
Well, I'm just saying, you start making threats like that, then you know what I mean.
What?
You don't want to just, I'm going to get a lawyer and sue you for this. It can be kind of, if you want to say that, go ahead and say it, Jake.
Okay.
But I think the teacher may not say anything.
It's going to be Miss Baker, though, not the teacher.
Well, Miss Sledge, right?
No, we're going to go with Miss Baker.
Yeah.
It's like our reader when he gets back.
Well, what Miss Sledge one said she was going to kick you out of Cambridge?
No, that was Miss Baker. Miss Baker?
Well, she's the one that came up to Nick and said that?
Yeah. The same one that was on the phone with you and said that I did. The same one in the office from last time. The same one that suspended me over chair hopping, which I did not do.
She's an idiot. She's the one that badgered you and badgered you.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's an idiot. Nobody, you don't ever just listen to what, that's just, it's ridiculous to me for them to even listen, just to say that those kids went running down to her and told her that, so she's threatening to kick y'all out of Cambridge.
Yep.
And she didn't even ask Nick what happened or anything like that, and those girls are picking on y'all and accusing y'all. Because they know they can go running down to the principal and administrators and say stuff, and they're not there present in the room or anything, so they're not the teachers in charge of the classroom, the teacher is. And
yeah, and they don't go up to the teacher because, well, they don't do it in the other classes, but Miss Sledge's class, they looked at the board, they raised her hand and said, Miss Sledge, they're bothering us. First they started screaming up saying, you're looking at us, turn around. Then they said, Miss Sledge, they're bothering us. So it was looking at the board to, you're looking at us. And then you're bothering us by looking at us. God forbid someone looks at you. Jesus Christ.
Well, what did Miss Sledge say?
Oh, Miss Sledge made us turn our desk around.
Well, that would eliminate any possibility that you could look at them.
But
it's still punishment for you. I would have told them, yeah, okay, so what if they are?
Yeah.
You raised your hand, and everybody in the class looks at you when you raise your hand because you're talking to me, and the whole class is listening. What does Nick's mother say?
I don't know. Shit. Oh, she said she doesn't want to get legally involved. So, yeah.
What is her advice to Nick?
I don't know. I'll ask her.
The teacher handled whatever she thought was going on. And I've done that myself in classrooms where I didn't see what was going on. And I had students that were complaining. So I'd say, okay, you go to that side of the classroom and you sit at that desk and you sit over there. I don't want you to look at her. I don't want you to look in that direction. I don't want you to speak to her. And I want you to do the same thing. And now I'm going to be watching both of you, and I'm going to see who's doing what. And now it's going to be up to me. And then I watched to see. And usually that was the end of it. Or even if I didn't separate them, I'd tell them don't look at each other, don't turn to each other, don't speak to each other. These are things that you usually have to deal with elementary school children.
Oh, yeah, of course.
This is very immature behavior for middle school students. They're trying to say that y'all are giving them unwelcome glances, unwelcome staring.
Looking apparently.
Yeah, but they had their hands raised.
No, we were looking at the board.
Y'all were looking at the board, and they
the board behind them.
Okay, so you had to look that way to look at the board.
Yes.
So they interpreted that to mean you were looking at them.
Yes.
Did they say you did anything when you were looking at them?
No, they said we were looking at them and turn around and we're bothering them. How we bothered them, we didn't say a word to them. I swear to God.
Well, I think you need to go to Miss Baker if y'all are worried that she's saying all this and she's documenting it. Then you need to go to her and tell her that you're not doing anything wrong. Or go to Mr. Poe and tell him.
Oh, Miss Baker's hired Mr. Poe.
Yeah, I know, but Mr. Poe could be your advocate. You could tell him what's really going on. He could peek under the door more and try to have a lookout for things more. Plus, even if y'all were doing that, kids do things to annoy each other. They're children. It only, it's that it's immature for the age group of 7th graders. People, kids staring, especially since they're the board, you have to look that way to look at the board.
Yeah, I was saying how these are children and they can't legally decide someone's placement in class on what a clique of school children say. I mean, legally speaking, is that right?
Well, yeah, you have the right to look in any direction. You're supposed to be doing your schoolwork. If you're looking in the direction of the board and they happen to sit right there in the same line of vision to the board, then there's no way you can avoid not looking at them. So, what exactly did they complain about? They said you were staring at them?
No, they said we were bothering them.
How?
Exact word, bothering them.
And Miss Ledge had her back to the class?
I'm not sure. She didn't say a word until they said something.
I don't ever listen to kids when they say stuff like that. I might hear it the first time, and I say, okay, then I'm going to be paying attention to both of you now. I don't ever immediately react. If I see that they're both arguing, then I can tell. But if I don't see anything other than the kids saying that...
It'd be funny if you wrote a note to Miss Ledge.
Saying...
Telling her what, how I have to look at the board and shit. That'd be fun.
Well, I can send her an email and I can tell her exactly that.
Oh. I'd rather it be also, you don't check your email every day?
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah.
And also, I check my email every day. I do it later in the day, but I still check it every day. Like later in the library day. And also, you have to follow the disciplinary action code. It goes from a warning. They have this posted on every wall in the classroom. In every classroom. It's, you know what the disciplinary chain is?
Yeah.
A warning, and so forth. A mark from the stride sheet. Parent phone call. Then removed from activity. Note that was Friday. Then referred to counselor.
Yeah.
We never received a parent phone call at all. At all.
Well, the one thing that sticks out in my mind more than anything is why the administrators are encouraging these students to come down to them with their complaints. Because that's not the normal chain of command for students either. Teachers are in charge of their classrooms and they are the ones who are in charge of the discipline issues. And until they request assistance from the school administration, generally speaking, administrators don't get involved unless they happen to walk in and encounter a discipline problem.
Yes, well, it's